to me, all this 4-track stuff was never supposed to be heard. Like it just wasn't. That's not what this was about. To me, it was demo ideas for going to the studio with the best possible, to make the best possible songs at the time. It just so happened, you know, Siddiq wanted to put out these mixed CD tapes, I guess, and they were doing fine, selling them at shows.
Once we started doing the shows, I kind of knew that it would be to our advantage to be able to put something in people's hands, give them something to go home with, and also be able to monetize, you know, that aspect of it. So we started doing the Headshots tapes. You know, initially, we just knew we wanted to do something. So coming from that mixtape culture, we decided we'd just go ahead and do like a mixtape for the first one. We didn't have a lot of songs recorded at that time, and we were kind of just getting started with a lot of that. So Slug being a DJ, Eclipse of the Abstract Pack being a DJ, I kind of took both of those guys and was like, all right, you do one side of the tape and you do the other side, and then we'll have cats come down and just freestyle in between, and we'll kind of just throw that all together, and then we've got something to offer people. And that's kind of where the first Headshots tape came from, you know, the WBBOY Sessions.
In regards to the Headshots tape, Arrogance, I don't really remember much about playing at the party that was recorded for that tape, you know. And when we played that party, and when Siddiq recorded that, it wasn't for the intention of putting out a tape even. It was just to have a recording of it, you know. That was when that was the beginning of seeing people in this city react to us on a consumer-based level, you know. I was working at the Electric Fetus, and people were coming in and asking for our tape, you know. And that was the beginning of kind of learning how to be a salesman.
On tape 2, Arrogance, we kind of did two different things. We still were just kind of really getting going with recording and stuff, so we didn't have a lot of songs. But what we did have was I was recording all of our little live shows. So when we'd go do shows, I would start recording them, and we'd had that. And then also, you know, we spent just endless nights in my basement freestyling. And a lot of those were just fun, you know. At the time, obviously, we thought it was doper than it probably really was. But being in the moment, being young, you know, they seemed fresh. And so we were recording a lot of that stuff. But really for us, it was just having fun and practicing and doing what we were going to be doing regardless of anything else.
Standing here on the last day of 94, kicking lyrics on the mic, so recognize my flow. Yo, I'm kicking lyrics so you know that it's me. Got the phlegm in my throat, but I'm still gonna rock. See, I come up cool with the flow skills. Knowledge is on the microphone, so you wanna hear some more real rhymes. I pass the mic to my niggas, recognize like reflections, like some gangsters recognize triggers, nigga. So when I come cool, my flow is about to break your back with stacks of lyricals, yo. See, I'm the knowledge MC, and this here is abstract. We got stress on the camera, Eclipse in the back, cutting up, we got bills.
So on Arrogance, we took one side and took a High Roll Hobo Junction battle that had happened and had gotten passed around on dubs, but you know, a lot of people still didn't have it here in the Twin Cities, and we thought that would be cool. You know, it's kind of like what we've always been a part of, you know, as far as not only trying to advance ourselves, but also, you know, supporting a scene and building the culture of a scene. And so we took that, threw it on one side of the tape, and figured, you know, well, hey, maybe if somebody's like, I don't know who you guys are, I could care less about who you guys are, they might look and be like, hey, but there's a Hobo Junction hieroglyphics battle on the other side, so I'll check that out. And when they pop it over, they got a little taste of us, you know. So on the B side of that tape was a lot of some live stuff and just some of those freestyle sessions from the basement.
Compensation was the first one that Abuse made the artwork for. Like, the artwork to that was so beyond what rap artwork was doing at the moment. You know, it was the same idea that underground rap was going through. We'll blow your mind. The artwork was a picture of a guy's head popping open with a mic, a fist holding a microphone coming right out of a guy's head. Like, that's what all underground rap felt like. But this was the first time that I'd seen somebody actually create a visual that was like technically beyond the music. You know, a lot of times with the art for this, the art and the music matched each other, or a lot of times the music was actually better than the art. You know, this was the case of the art selling the tape, at least in my opinion. You know, especially when I think of the songs that you said were on that tape, that mathematics song or whatever, horrible. You know, like Vowel Movement. The only thing about that song worth mentioning is that it was a great title, which, you know, I was aspiring to be the best at titles.
Once Volume 3 came around, Compensation, we started to toy with the idea of including actual 4-track songs on it. We were still trying to hook people in. And so, you know, we'd go to shows at First Avenue and stuff, and I had like a little digital recorder. And again, we came from that era. We came from that era of, you know, recording live shows, passing dubs from person to person, just in a way of spreading what we were into and you know, kind of what was going on. So I had a recording of, I believe it was a Roots and Fuji's show at First Ave, and decided to kind of intersperse some pieces of that live show in it, and then we would put some live stuff of ours as well as a few 4-track recordings. And that was the first tape that we actually threw in 4-track recordings out of Ant's basement.
Another whole thing I used to do too was I would encourage people not to put out their best songs on these tapes, on these headshot tapes, because only 50 people heard this shit. You know what I mean? What's the point? And they weren't perfected. They were just, let's just to get by, to make a couple bucks, to get it really moving, and then let's take these really good songs and make a really good album out of them. So I was always encouraging anybody I worked with, you know, don't take these tapes so serious, you know. Let's just, you know, concentrate on making an album. And so that was my whole thing, especially for the first few headshot tapes, which until that history tape came out, until then, I was like, all right, that's a whole different. I looked at it different then.
Rhymesayers always regular with vowel movement. I jog circles around the brain matter of foes. It's just a reminder of who came fatter with flows and rhymes to snatch your essence out your skin without damaging your pupils. Cause you'll need all your vision to see this lyricism. With ridiculous precision, I rid this division of MCs. Take heed, fakes need to relieve their positions. Get lost. I toss kids a snack when they flow is whack.